Pastor Mark Biltz here from El Shaddai Ministries. Thank you again so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe and share. Also, please like this video, and we would love to hear your comments. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye. Galatians 5:15 through 18. He goes on and Paul says, look, if you guys bite and devour or feed on one another, you better take extreme caution that you will not be eaten up by self-annihilation for mutual destruction. On the contrary, I say you must do what? Walk by the Spirit, then you won't be overcome by the desire of human passion for self-gratification. Such human passion sets its desire against the Spirit, and the Spirit wars against bodily self-gratification. These are warring factions set in opposition to one another to prevent you from doing good works that you desire to accomplish. So if you are guided by the Spirit, you will not disobey Torah. I like that translation. Now, when it says, because walking by the Spirit implies obedience to God's instruction. But here's the big question for everyone today is, what parts of the Torah apply to the believing Gentile then? Right? That's the big question. Okay, we want to obey God. Well, guess what? 90% of the Torah doesn't apply to you anyway. And it's against Torah for you to do it because it doesn't apply to you in one sense if it's something that has to do with the priesthood. Okay, well, like the Shemitah year, a lot of people contact me saying, look, I have a little plot of land. It's the Shemitah year. Should I let it lie fallow? And I'll say, are you in Israel? No. Well, then you don't have to. That only applied to the land of Israel because only Israel's land is holy. The land in Venezuela is not holy. The land in America is not holy. So the Shemitah year only applied to Israel. But if you see the importance of letting the land lie fallow from a practical standpoint, and you're not burning it up all the time, always processing it, feel free to go ahead, but you're not obligated. Okay? All right, so let's see. Okay, so Galatians 5:19 through 21. He says, look, the works of the flesh are manifest. Okay, but basically what he's doing here, before I go on, he's telling them these are the things that apply to both the Jew and the Gentile. This applies to believers of both Jew and non-Jew. And basically what you're going to find, he is pulling these things from, you can write this down here because it's not on your notes. The things he's mentioning here of the works of the flesh are mentioned in Leviticus chapter 18, chapter 19, chapter 20. It's in the book of Numbers, chapter 5, chapter 6. It's in Deuteronomy, chapter 18. So he's telling the non-Jews, these are laws of Torah that you better be following, and the Jews do it as well. Not that any of us actually do it. I mean, we're not supposed to, but how many of you know, how many of us have sinned? Okay. But look, he says, the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I've also told you in times past, that they, that's Jew and Gentile, which do such things will not inherit the kingdom of God. So, I mean, when a lot of people who totally misunderstand Acts 15, where he says, leave the Gentiles alone as long as they don't, you know, eat blood and this kind of thing. And they think, well, that's all the Gentiles have to do. Wrong, because you're not saved by works. And then what about all these things? So when you go back to the verse, I don't think I have that here. Yeah, he says, look, they're going to go to this synagogue every week and hear about Moses. They're going to learn all of those things. And that was the point.